fridge. Sorry about that. I'm going to read a couple lines from this poem. Dried maple and ash bark, lush at rolled flats. The fall-colored arena hark, the wide superior mass. At the valley's peak, encircled my life, the open space speaks. Let me end the strife.
Well, that was a little weird. We had an issue with one of the images. But what's up, Warriors? What a weekend. Great time to be an Ohio football fan. Cincinnati, Ohio State, and the Bengals, all with wins across the board. Not to mention the crazy price action that we saw. Usually weekends are pretty quiet. I was very surprised to see a lot of these fake outs in both directions. Hopefully you walked away from this big mess positively. We had some, like I said, crazy fake outs, crazy validated patterns at some point that became invalidated the next hour later. Bizarre price action across the board. So, a few things for today. We may or may not have a special guest from my Discord. His name is Larry the Tyrant. He's one of my trading mentors. Great guy, really smart. I wanted to bring him on today so we could talk about macro price action and what to expect for the rest of this bull or bear market cycle, where potential bottoms could be, what the global sentiment is, etc., etc. Discord. Please join the Discord. The link is below. As always, we have trading mentors. We cover any questions, anything you guys ask. You can ping me, ping them, ping a mod, ping whoever you want. It's just a good community, very smart people. Like I said, we're there to help you and to get you away from all this Moon Boy madness. And then, as always, please like and subscribe if you find the content educational. I'd really appreciate it. It helps with the YouTube algorithm. And with that, let's get started. So let's see who we have here today. Jack, what up, Jack? What's up, Terry? What's up, Ruben? What's up, Woe? I think that's how you say your name. Woe? W-O-J-E. Sorry if I pronounced that wrong. Well, anyways, I'm going to get started here. So, last live stream I talked about a potential trap. I gave an ascending triangle, I think, or ascending wedge, not a triangle, ascending wedge on Saturday night. And then yesterday I gave a head and shoulders reversal pattern. This morning it looked like it validated. I don't know. I don't know what to say. I think all of this is still a trap. I'm sorry. I know I sound like a broken record. I know we keep breaking up, but we're going to get into some of that today and why I think this. But for right now, I do finally see a validated double top on this 15 minutes. So something to keep in mind for the remainder of this stream. We could see price bounce around a little bit. Could see price just completely drop, which would make my day. But with that said, I'm going to start with the daily. Really get into this whole trap ideology I've been pushing on Twitter and in my Discord. Also, a big thing I notice, we've been breaking up like 1 to 2% per day, and suddenly everyone is becoming bullish. Guys, this is what the whales want. This is what they want. They want you to get overconfident. They want you to become bullish. They want you to forget about the bearish narrative. That way they can pull the rug on you. It's so obvious. It's so obvious. I do have some good analysis from a guy named Leverage Monkey. I'm going to pull that up as well here in a second. But starting with the daily, this is not a strong looking chart. Guys, this is legacy resistance we're talking about here. I tried to point this out earlier. Legacy resistance. You need strength to clear legacy resistance. This is not strong, okay? This is very weak price action. You have volume low, tapering down. We're barely clearing some of this resistance in here. I mean, I have the yellow and the white because this is a huge pocket of resistance. We do not have, or at least in my opinion, we do not have what it takes to clear this legacy resistance. Could we clear it in the next couple weeks? Absolutely. Could we come back down to 45K, make this inverted head and shoulders, and then clear it? Maybe. Maybe momentum will build in that case. But for right now, we do not have the strength to clear this. Don't fall into the trap. Because the rug is going to get pulled so hard if this inverted head and shoulders doesn't play out. And especially, your risk reward is not there. This is 3.5 to 4%. Is it worth it? I mean, look at the downside. Let's say we just have a nuke. 14, 15, 7, 40% at the worst case. You guys got to remember, risk reward, risk management. This is not a good place to be starting a long. I've been trying to push that in my Discord. I've been trying to push that on Twitter. I am not a perma bear, although I am bearish. My job is to teach risk management and to get you guys on the right page where you can trade confidently, and when you lose, your losses don't kill you. That's my job. That's always been my job. I'm not going to show you bullshit. I'm not going to tell you that we're going to 100K tomorrow, because we're not. I'm going to try and be as honest as I can and as accurate as I can, and I'm not going to be right all the time, but I'm going to do my best to be as accurate as I can be. So, back to price action. Daily, again, not looking very strong. We have this kind of like resistance that hasn't been broken on RSI. We're coming up to it, and it makes perfect sense with testing this area. So could we break up a little bit more? Absolutely. But I still don't think that would give us enough strength to break it. I mean, we're approaching so much resistance with such little strength. That's like if you were a bodybuilder or trying to become a bodybuilder, and let's say you normally bench press 100 pounds. That's like you going from 100 to 300 pounds. Like, it's not possible. You're going to tear everything in your body, and the weight's going to fall on your neck, and you're going to die. So just remember that. You need strength in order to push heavy resistance. And this whole area is heavy resistance. Starting from this yellow line, this is all heavy resistance. And we haven't even closed the day yet. So price action. Pretty weak. You know, we have volume pretty much tapering down as price is going up. That's, again, not very strong. I don't think it's going to break the first time around. Could we get some crazy catalyst? Could we get some crazy volume? Absolutely, I'm prepared for that if it does happen, but I don't think it's likely. You have to remember, we still have this China shit looming over everyone's heads. We have the United States printing money like it's no one's business, amongst all the other terrible things in the world that are going on. And I think most markets are in a bubble anyways. So, again, risk management. Your risk reward is not there. Wait for this breakout and wait for confirmation. Be careful. So let's look at some other things. MACD. So part of the reason I think MACD is not where it needs to be, it's kind of crossing over into this bullish territory, but not very confidently, and it doesn't really align with overall price action. Like, you have this strength in MACD, but you have this weakness in price action. To me, that's kind of a divergence. That's not very good. That's not a great indication of strength overall. So I don't want to completely toss out MACD, but I'm going to say that that's a neutral indicator. I don't want to say that this points up or down. I do want to say price action definitely points down. I do want to say RSI has not broken out of resistance yet. So overall, we're looking not very strong. If breakouts start happening and things start moving along, absolutely, we could get that strength, but I don't think we're in any place to get that yet. I honestly, my honest opinion, I think this rug is getting pulled tonight or tomorrow morning. I know I've said it 100 times, but if I'm wrong this time, I'm going to stop saying it. I really think that this rug is going to get pulled tonight or tomorrow morning. I do want to give kind of a bullish perspective that I told some of my trading mentors. So we do have what looks like an inverted head and shoulders. Let me pull out the old pencil or brush. So we have our left, our head. I hate drawing an H because then I got to delete 3 things. And then our, whoops, we do not have our right shoulder yet. Let me delete that. So we have our left and our head. So one thing about inverted head and shoulders, when you have a neckline, if you have and this works hand in hand with head and shoulders as well, usually on the formation of the right shoulder, if you are pushing higher than the neckline where the left shoulder starts, so about this 48.5 level, if we come back down and retest like 45, 46K, that actually gives the inverted head and shoulders more validity and more likeliness that it's going to follow through. And among that, I think it would give momentum for us to possibly try and break this legacy resistance. Do I think it's going to break? No, I don't think it's going to break, even if we do have the inverted head and shoulders. But if it wants a chance, this is its best chance. So come back here and then shoot up like that. That's my bullish case. This would allow price action to kind of taper off. It would allow it to possibly gain momentum. It would allow RSI to come down and possibly break resistance. And it kind of gives more time for accumulation, and if that makes sense. But regardless, let's look at a weekly. Whoops. Let's look at a weekly. Get rid of some of this crap. Look at a weekly. Weekly's not strong. All right, so I posted this. Let's get this old log out. So this is what I posted on Twitter. Very basic. Again, we already broke the uptrend. We retested it. Now we're kind of tapering off. Volume is extremely low. I've talked about this, that last week's volume where all the moon boys are like, oh my God, the weekly chart's bullish. Holy shit. No, it's not. No, it's not bullish. No, it's not. It's not bullish. This is not bullish. Does this look bullish? Does anyone, real quick, does anyone think this is bullish or looks bullish? Can you give me any bullish sentiment for the weekly, please? Please come, give me weekly sentiment. I'll give it a couple seconds while I drink some water. And weekly looks like a double top. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, kind of. I would think it's a 3 descending peak setup, similar to 2017. You have 1 peak, 2 peak, 3 peak, and then but, descending triangle, if I draw these correctly, I'm just going to rough chop them. Descending triangle. By the way, descending triangles break down 60+% of the time, so do you really want to take odds with this? Sorry, I kind of messed this up, but it hasn't broken it yet. I got to do wick to wick here. It hasn't broken it yet. The volume's not there to break it. It looks like exactly what happened in 2017. In 2017, we have a descending triangle. And you could be like, oh, we broke it right here. Yeah, but not really. And I think this is not the right chart to look at for that. But regardless, we have a descending triangle. So Will we probably test 30K? My honest opinion, yes. I don't think this thing's breaking anything. If you're looking at a 1 hour and you think we're bullish, zoom out a little bit. Oh, what up, Alec? No problem. I completely understand that you have to work, man. It's no problem at all. Get your job done and then give me your time. Get what you need to get done first, but I appreciate you being here. Yeah, Ant, bearish, very bearish. We're going to cover the Bitcoin dominance and total chart as well, because it's not like I'm looking at one time frame or just Bitcoin. I'm looking at a multitude of things, and all of them are pointing bearish. There's nothing really bullish here. So again, weekly, very bearish in my opinion. Price action is tapering down on this last kind of attempt to break prior support and this diagonal resistance. So I don't think this is going to break. However, I will give a slight bullish case again. Wow. These moving averages didn't have a death cross, and I can't even believe it. So these kind of tapered off. I do think they're gonna. I do think they're gonna cross. My honest opinion, I think we're coming down. They will cross, but I'm not a fortune teller. These did taper off. They didn't just break down like they have in the past. So give it some time. Possible death cross still. Keep that in mind. But other than that, every other signal's bearish. So do you really want to rely on one indicator, or do you want to rely on the other 20 that say bearish? Not to mention, if the only reason I use Bitstamp is because it covers the whole entire market. So let me pull up the Hall moving average. So yeah, Hall moving average, something I saw from, if you follow him on Twitter, Harry. Excellent analysis, great, very intellectual guy. But he kind of noticed that this Hall moving average, what you do is you break it, you stay up, you go below, retest, bang. Break up, break down, retest, down. Break up, break down, retest. It's a pattern. Trading is all about finding patterns and fractals, and generally they play out. That's why that patterns work all the time. That's why price action generally works. That's why fibs and GAN and whatever. It's why it normally works, because there are patterns. You could call it like psychological patterns as well. So another thing you want to look at. Let's look at the monthly real quick. So monthly, again, not much I want to cover here other than the fact that it looks pretty weak. It looks like, again, we've hit resistance on RSI. It looks like the MACD is wearing off. Yes, these lines are squeezing, but that doesn't mean a whole lot to me at the moment. All in all, I think the monthly is pretty bearish. I think it's okay that we come down. So monthly bearish, weekly bearish, daily hasn't broken anything yet. So overall, still pretty bearish in my opinion until we get a nice clean breakout. Sorry, I'm in log, so that's why it looked like that. But until we get this breakout, I don't see a whole lot of bullishness. Ruben, let me just put a sell wall on Bitcoin. Good luck, man. There's been so many traps these last couple days, and these are like last minute liquidation plays for exchanges and whales and whatnot. Like, they make so much money when people FOMO. Like, everyone was bearish here, and then they're suddenly bullish here. We still haven't cleared any major resistance. We haven't even made a new local high, and people are getting bullish. You guys need to calm down and zoom out and look at the bigger picture, because looking at a 15-minute or a 1 hour, that's not going to get you anywhere. So look at the daily, look at the weekly, look at the monthly before you make a very drastic long play. So with that, I'm going to go to the 4 hour. 4 hour. I just see volume tapering off. I mean, yes, we have some nice volume spikes. We're kind of through this resistance area. I mean, if you really want to get sporadic, you could say here. Mine's somewhere there because that's where the daily closes. I'm waiting for a daily close before I do anything. But we're rejecting 49K. So we could go sideways and retest this resistance line, similar like we did here. But again, I don't think it has the strength. You've got some divergence on 4 hour RSI. MACD is going to have divergence if we keep continuing upwards. So again, be careful. There is a possible big trap in play. But overall, I mean, this was a nice move. You had some nice stair-stepping volume for a short-term move. But think big picture. Think big picture. That is how you don't get trapped and liquidated all up in this. So, all right, let's look at a 1 hour real quick. 1 hour. This killed me. I really thought this broke down. So I had a potential head and shoulders. I believe it was like this. We had like this breakdown. These two candles break down. I was like, it's over. The rug's been pulled. And it didn't get pulled. We got totally faked out and we pumped afterwards. What can you do? No one's right all the time. But I think this is all liquidation. I mean, you've got long liquidation here. Now you have short liquidation here. Are we going to come back down? Maybe. Is this a big double top? Is it a big Bart pattern? Possibly. Just keep an eye on it. For now, I'd be watching the 4 hour in the day at minimum. Just keep an eye on the legacy resistance. Again, with that said, I'm going to go into Bitcoin dominance and look at some of what's happening there. I've had a couple questions in Discord today on whether Bitcoin dominance is showing bullishness for just Bitcoin, and I had a pretty good explanation for them. So here it is. If we're looking at strictly just like a weekly chart, and again, I have all this crap here. I'm going to leave it there just in case you want to read it. But overall, we had this double bottom in 2018. It confirmed, and realistically, we were in a bear market way before then, which we're kind of looking at that now. If I move this down, nah, that doesn't work like that. But we're kind of looking at the similar structure now. We have this double bottom. We're approaching what looks like diagonal resistance. I think when the diagonal resistance breaks, alts are going to get wrecked. Really, really wrecked. I think that's where we saw some of these bigger green candles right after we closed out of this. You know, I'm not seeing any bullish patterns on alts. I'm not seeing any bullish sentiment on alts. Alts are bouncing around. Yes, there are a couple alts that are making crazy gains right now. That could be all exit strategy. So be aware of that. Be careful of that. And know that until this breaks down, you're looking at a potential double bottom, which confirmed the last bear market. So with that, so I'm going to look at total now. Total. I got to go to a log because it's a longer term view. This is looking at it like a double top. Double top. Oh, we did bounce off the trend line yesterday. That's kind of a good sign, I guess. But overall, double toppy. Really double toppy with Bitcoin dominance looking like a double bottom and crypto total looking like a double top. That's extremely bearish. Now, granted, the patterns have not confirmed yet, so we have to give it time to confirm, but I think we'll know far before they confirm. Like far before total really breaks like a trillion, 1.1 trillion, we'll know. Like things are going to really break down when this diagonal's broken. So I hope that paints a better picture for some of you on why I'm bearish at the moment. Like I said, I look at multiple avenues. I'm trying to figure out the market sentiment, and you have to look at multiple time frames, multiple charts. You got to look at the DXY, the Bitcoin dominance, the crypto total. So look at everything. Don't just look at one thing. With that said, let's see. Let's see if Larry's around. I don't see him in chat, and I don't believe I have any messages, so let's check. Doesn't look like he's messaged me. So I'm going to probably push Larry's talk off until Wednesday. I also do have another special guest that we're working on a time to get him in. I'm not going to give away who it is yet, but he is a big name on Twitter. Can't wait to have him come on. I think we're all going to learn a lot from what he has to say. But we've got some pretty big stuff going on this live stream in the next week or so. So make sure you guys are staying tuned and up to date. I will tweet the person that's coming on when we get the date confirmed. So be aware of that. I believe the next thing I wanted to cover was Ethereum. Yeah, let's look at Ethereum. Again, someone in the Discord had a question on Ethereum. So I'm going to go over that. Weekly, looking like a double top. If I take log off, yeah, looking pretty double toppy. I'm going to get rid of that. Daily. I don't know why that's there. Let's see. Daily, we have this head and shoulders that validated, and it kind of retests. It's kind of, I mean, if I make it super precise, it's kind of retesting this neckline. I do want to point out that this candle right here, it technically is a bearish engulfing candle, so be aware of that. What confirms the bearish engulfing is, one, the candle completely engulfs the day before it, the open and the close, and then two, price action or volume engulfs the previous volume day. So just be aware that if you're in Ethereum, there's a lot of bearishness going on, a lot of resistance or prior support being rejected. Something to think about if you're in Ethereum, which will tend to point alts in the same exact direction. Like if I pull up, let's see, if I pull up like Bitcoin Cash, and I know a lot of people aren't necessarily in Bitcoin Cash, but we have a head and shoulders here. I mean, you could maybe consider this a rejection of prior support, which, you know, if I make this super precise again, yeah, but it is validated and revalidated. So just be aware of that. If I pull up, what else? BNB, double top, validation, revalidation, rejecting off this prior support, which is now resistance. So again, pretty bearish. Also, this price action is extremely bearish. So just be aware of that. So all right, let's see who we got in here. Any questions? Grizzy Mutt. It might be. It might be. It might be. Jack, my girlfriend took me away from your stream. That's all right, man. Sometimes you got to respond to the ladies. That's the thing, man. Bullish at resistance, bearish at support. Yeah, in a way, I can kind of agree with that, but overall, we're looking pretty bad. Doge and SHIB are pumping like crazy while most altcoins are red. This is not a good sign for me. Yeah, so yeah, I think before the big drop in May, Doge pumped last and then had like a huge drop, and then Bitcoin dropped a massive amount. So keep an eye on that. It is, yes. Okay, so I'm going to go into a 15-minute just so we can kind of have this in the background. If there are any questions or anything you guys want me to go over, feel free to ask. I believe I've covered most of what I wanted to cover today. I'm not really going too far into altcoins because I've kind of already covered that altcoins are pretty much all bearish. There are a couple exceptions like Atom. I'll pull it up for right now. Let's see, where is Atom? Yeah, Atom could be a solid chart to be in if, you know, if Bitcoin does break out. But again, a massive rug could be in the making. And if you get pulled on that rug, you're going to eat shit. So just be aware of that. Insider info. I don't have any of that. I do know that most banks are not buying Bitcoin right now. They just keep talking like they're buying Bitcoin. They won't share any of their balance sheets or anything. There aren't any big announcements for big banks buying. So all of that is just up in the air, and to me, it's just bullshit. Also, I do want to note that the global sentiment is horrible. The United States has 90 more days that it can pay for stuff. The debt ceiling was only raised for 90 days. Like, all the Moon Boys, they put out there that the debt ceiling was raised. This is bullish. We're going to 100K. Yeah, they forgot to mention that it's only for 90 days. That's not good. That's really, really bad. So keep an eye on the debt ceiling news. Bollinger Bands. Yeah, I can look at Bollinger Bands. I'll do it for Bitcoin. So Bollinger Bands, I don't really use these that much. I don't find that they're very useful. I mean, you can kind of tell when a top's happening. Like, obviously, if you're scalping or you're looking for a potential pullback, obviously being outside of the top line means that we need to come back down to this middle red line. So my Bollinger Bands are set. So basically, we ride this red line. When we close below it, we're probably going to dump more. When we're above the top of the green line, it's probably going to come back down. Again, I don't really use Bollinger Bands that much, but if this gives you a good visual on how mine are set up, again, I'm just kind of watching the red line. If the red line's being closed under and whatnot, it could be a sign that we're going to dump a little bit. If it's above it and price action is bullish, then we're probably more bullish. But other than that, I don't really look at Bollinger Bands that much. I don't think they're as useful. Now, if you're scalping, could be very useful. Like you can tell here, like this sideways movement, we hit the top and then we hit the bottom. We hit the top and then we hit the bottom. So you could basically intraday trade or intra-trade the bands. You either short the top, I think you buy short, like you technically don't sell your short, you buy your short. You sell your short at the bottom. You long at the bottom, you sell at the top. So I think Bollinger Bands, again, more useful for this intraday scalping kind of thing. Other than that, I don't know if they're as useful on longer time frames. I could be wrong, but don't quote me. I don't really use them. So if you're scalping, I know they're good for scalping. Mark, feeling dumb for not taking any of these setups, but also feel like I have to follow my gut. Man, I haven't traded anything worth a damn since 52K, so don't feel bad. Go with your gut. Your gut's usually right. It's going to guide you on the right path. I mean, we can't even close this daily above 49K, so just follow your gut for now. You're paying a 4% premium whether we break out. Like, if we break out of this, it's a 4% premium. I think that's worth it because worst case scenario, we go down 40%. Or we go down at least 10% from this top. Or we have something similar to what happened here where we went down 20%. I mean, if you're in a long or even a large long and your stop loss doesn't get filled or gets partially filled, you're totally screwed. You're taking a huge unnecessary loss that could have been prevented if you would have just waited and paid a 4% premium. Guys, if we break this legacy resistance, we are possibly back into a bull market and we could see 100K, which is a 2x. 4% is not going to make a difference. Can I analyze the DXY? Curious what your thoughts are. Yeah, I can look at the DXY. So first of all, you can't really do anything with price action with the DXY because they don't offer any kind of volume, but there was a breakout. Could back test, but I don't think we will. I think we're just going to keep breaking up. But overall, a breakout. And other than that, I think we just have this uptrend to pay attention to, like this. So we had kind of an ascending triangle breakout, which ascending triangles are bullish. So just be aware that the DXY is breaking out and is looking pretty bullish at the moment. This could swing back down, but it's looking pretty good or pretty strong. I don't know if you can even look at MACD or RSI because there's no volume with the DXY. So let's just look at it like this. Yeah, I mean, pretty clean breakout. Could it retest? Yeah. Am I expecting a retest? Probably not. Just depends. Cardano. Yeah, I can look at Cardano. Let's see. Cardano. Downtrending with lower volume. And maybe a descending wedge. Failed to break out the other day, though. So, Cardano, price action-wise, not looking too bad. I mean, this is bullish price action. This is bullish price action on the way down. This is bullish price action going up with volume going up. This is some exhaustion in here, but no worries. I mean, you had an upward swing of 300%. Something like this is kind of expected. Now we're breaking down or coming back down with bullish price action again. We're selling off with less volume as we're going down. We're trying to break this. But ultimately, what it's going to come down to for Cardano is Bitcoin and the overall market. I mean, again, I've always said it doesn't matter how good alts look right now. If Bitcoin decides to absolutely shit the bed, the alts are getting out too. So keep that in mind. If Bitcoin breaks out of legacy, I would say Cardano could be a solid long or a solid swing trade. But ultimately, it hasn't really broken anything. Short term, it could break. It could do something. It could go up 10, 15, 20% short term. But in the long term, or not necessarily long term, in a swing trade mentality, you just got to keep an eye on Bitcoin. You got to keep an eye on Ethereum. Always look at what they're doing, because if they're failing to break out or they're showing exhaustion, these alts are going down right with everything else. The very point of the fundamental analysis are the alts. It means that there's enormous confidence in the market. So yeah, Sam, we went over Bitcoin dominance and how Bitcoin dominance is looking bullish, which is not really good for alts. Also, a lot of alts have lost a lot of their value. I mean, other than Solana, ADA, and a couple others, I don't really count the really shitty small cap coins that no one has ever heard of, because no one cares about them, and they're easy to manipulate. So look at Ethereum, look at maybe Cardano, but still pretty small cap. Look at XRP, look at Litecoin, look at Bitcoin Cash. Like, these things aren't breaking out. These things are looking bearish. So that really determines the rest of the altcoin market besides what Bitcoin's doing. So thoughts on Facebook, WhatsApp, and Instagram being down today. So I don't know the whole story, but I saw a little article. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe it's data misuse by Facebook, and they've been under investigation for this for a long time. Personally, I hate social media, so I don't care if Facebook gets removed. I don't care if Instagram gets removed. Twitter I need, because that's how I market my stream, and that's how I market some of these other things. But I think Facebook's in some trouble. I don't think Facebook's going to get permanently removed. It's a huge app. Everybody uses it. But I think there are going to be some big prices to pay here. I mean, you can't be misusing people's data. You can't be exposing people when they don't want to be exposed. And also, like, here in the United States, we have privacy laws. And if they're violating those privacy laws, they're totally screwed. Yeah, like I said, they don't want, I believe they're under investigation. They don't want anybody going into the buildings and tampering with evidence or tampering with data. They're cracking down on it. I think it's been coming for a long time, but now they finally have something to really push the pedal on this one and really get inside and check out Facebook. So real quick, because it just popped in my mind, I did want to go over this trap a little bit more, what I've been talking about for a while. I know I kind of covered it at first, but if this inverted head and shoulders doesn't form, I do believe this is the ultimate trap. I mean, go on Twitter, go on YouTube, go on my Discord from this morning. Everyone was bullish. Everyone was starting to turn bullish. Not everybody, but most people were starting to turn bullish. Sorry, not even most people. Newer people, or people that aren't as good at TA because they're, again, new, or they don't understand it as well. They're all bullish. Whales pull the plug when everyone thinks they're a genius and when everyone's bullish, because no one's paying attention. People might not have stops in place. People might be in profit and they don't have stops in place. So to me, this trap is getting deeper and bigger, and more people are getting absorbed into it, and it's going to be a huge liquidation play, just like this giant candle. This does not look very strong. It does not look like we're breaking any of this resistance up here. So again, be careful. Harry, Facebook is back up. Don't panic. Everybody panic. Oh, let me show. I forgot. I was going to show this thing by Leverage Monkey. So, okay, what we have here is this is a post by Leverage Monkey. He's on Twitter. You can go ahead and follow him. If you unfollow me and follow him, I'll take you to the chop block. If you leave my Discord and join whatever he has, I'm going to take you to the chop block. But nah, I'm just kidding. Definitely give him a follow. He's been cranking out some really solid analysis. I've been looking at it each and every day. He's a very smart guy, or he seems like a very smart guy. And yeah, let's look at this. So what he's trying to say is there's bot 1, bot 2, bot 3. So kind of sideways movement. I mean, severe sideways movement, but overall sideways movement. And he's saying that there are 3 major buys. And now he's saying sold 1, sold 2, and now it's looking like sold 3. So I guess he's trying to point out this pattern of buying and selling. Like if I want to get like really specific, buy 1, buy 2, and then COVID crash, which again, I think we would have just continued going sideways here. Buy 3, buy 3. I guess you could call up here buy 2, something like that. But I would consider this buy 2 and then this buy 3. But regardless, there's 3 buy waves, and now we're seeing 3 sell waves. The 3 sell waves usually lead to a parabolic short, where the 3 buy waves lead to a parabolic long. So just something to think about. I mean, it's another opinion. Both he and I kind of have the same opinion that this thing isn't breaking legacy resistance and we're going to see a sell-off. I mean, look at the volume here. This is extremely low. This isn't what you want to see when you're approaching major resistance again. So he's probably going to be right on this call, but to interpret it, I can't interpret it the best I want to, but I understand where he's coming from. He's seeing 3 patterns, because normally with crypto, things happen in 3. You have 3 touches of resistance and then maybe a breakout. You have 3 touches of support and then maybe a breakdown. Things come in 3. It's like a natural thing in psychology. So just keep this in mind. Just another opinion. So, all right. Let's see. Do you guys have any other questions for me today? Do you want me to tell you a story? Do I need to like sing a song? You guys let me know. I've had a pretty stressful day here, because not stressful, but just dealing with people on social media is ridiculous. Like, we go up 1 to 2%. We haven't even broke a local high, and people go into your Twitter DMs and start just, jeez. I swear, I think I got a couple of dick pics today, so clearly I'm getting somewhere. I'm pissing some people off, but whatever. If you guys send me a dick pic, I'm going to expose you. So I wouldn't do that. For the people that did, because I'm pretty sure I got some, you're getting exposed. Just so you know. I'm not going to show the actual like nudity, because that'll get me in trouble, but I will expose your name, and you're getting taken to the chop block. I don't deal with bullshit. I'm honest, and I try to help people. And if you're going to be a douche, I'm taking you to the chop block. I think we got a few months before early buy 1 again. Yeah, most likely. Like, I don't think this is enough sideways movement here for accumulation. It also is very choppy, so accumulating is kind of hard here. Like, you have these huge green days, these huge red days. That's not accumulation. Accumulation is, you're narrowing down and bang. This isn't really accumulation. There's way too much volatility going on. But usually after an accumulation and after a sell-off, there's volatility and then continuation. So, let's panic. Everybody panic! The rule of 3s. Yes, Enrique. The rule of 3s apply pretty much anywhere. Haha, sing a song. I don't think you want to hear me sing. I'm not going to lie. I'm pretty bad at it. If my girlfriend gets here, maybe she'll sing. She was talking about like choir or something, like her grade school or high school choir, whatever. And I was like, you should join like a group. She was like, hell no. You know what makes cheese clock? You know what makes everything better? Barbacoa tacos. Yeah, those are pretty good. But you know it's even better than that? Steak. Oh. Nah, but yeah, if you guys have any big questions for me, let me know. I'm in my gym clothes. I didn't get a chance to really go today, and I'm starting to go twice a day now. So got to get the grind in. So hit me up with a couple more questions, and I'm gonna get out of here. Oh no, I didn't see that he was running late, and I gotta go in like 10 minutes anyway. So I think I'm going to push it back to Wednesday and maybe push the stream back like 30 minutes. So it'll start at 6:30 versus 6. I'm going to try and make that work for him so we can get some macro analysis. Plus, he's got some pretty cool indicators that he uses. So can't wait to see those. Enrique, I think bearish divergence is playing out like I talked about. I think so, man. I think so. I mean, the 4 hours looking pretty weak. So we're still failing to get a daily above all of this conjunction in here. 2 days suck, but I do like weights, and then I'll eat lunch and chill out, and then I'll go do cardio at night. The girlfriend and I, I'm teaching her how to box. I used to be a boxer, so I'm teaching her how to box. Should be a good time, good little couples bonding thing. Plus, I get to exercise. Instead of doing 2 hours at a time, I get to break it up a little bit. 34 by 56. I don't know what that means. What's my bench press? 10 pounds. I don't really bench press anymore. When I was doing heavy weights, I could bench press like 315, but I'm only like 6 feet tall. So I like weigh like 165 to 170. Like I said, I've been like doing boxing, mixed martial arts my whole life. There was like 2 years where I started trying to lift heavy and it fucked up my shoulders. It just, like, lifting heavy doesn't feel good, at least for me. So I went back to like lifting light to medium and then boxing. So maybe I'll get some like footage in one of these videos one day for you guys. I spar a guy that's 100 pounds heavier than me. It sucks. That's my question. Wait, 34 by 56. I don't even know what that means. Good answer. All right, guys. I guess we got some real life questions out of the way. Are there any technical analysis or any chart questions that you have? If I was to choose a moon boy to box, who would it be? Hold on, let me pull out the old phone. Either okay, do you want to see a good boxing match, or do you just want me to beat the piss out of a moon boy because they're shilling bullshit to everyone and it's more of a justice thing? Because if it's more of a justice thing, probably like the Moon or BitBoy Crypto. But if you want to see like a good boxing match, I don't know. I don't think any of these Moon boys are getting anywhere, to be honest. Let's see. I don't have any. I'm just going through like a Twitter feed to see. I don't know. That's a good question. I'll have to think about that for next one. But I don't know, either the Moon or Fat Boy Crypto. So, thanks for the sub, Enrique. Appreciate it. Yeah, either the Moon or Fat Boy Crypto. I mean, I'm so sick and tired of these guys shilling their altcoins and just filling everything with bullshit. So, whatever. Thoughts on Sheeb being up 68%? Probably an exit strategy, or Elon Musk posted a picture of his dog. I mean, who cares? Guessing or trying to get in on moves like that is just a death sentence. So be careful. Be careful with stuff like that. Also, Doge is pumping. Last time Doge pumped really hard before this huge drop was when was this? May 8th. So let's look at May 8th. What happened on May 8th? Look at that. So the last time Doge had a big pump, we actually saw a huge dump in Bitcoin a couple days later. So just be careful of that. I was looking at a statistic on Doge pumping and Bitcoin dumping, and that was one of the things. So, all right, guys. It looks like a lot of people are tuning out, and I also got to go. So thanks for everyone that came by. I really appreciate it. I'll be looking to live stream again Wednesday, 6 p.m. Eastern time. Hopefully I'll have a better answer for a breakout or whatever. Again, please use risk management. Know that paying a 4% premium to be safe is just okay. That's perfectly fine, and that keeps you covered. So again, use risk management, be patient, and please, please, please have some good luck trading, because this weekend was horrible. Lots of fake outs. So again, guys, thanks for coming. Really appreciate it. Subscribe, like, share, tell your friends, tell your grandma. Again, I'm on stream Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 6 p.m. Eastern time. And thanks again for watching.